Hello, I'm Maria from the Richardson's Homeschool Life. Today is Vlogmas Day 10 and today is actually a collaboration, and I'm going to be collaborating with Home Educating the Mad Lads, Big Family Home Ed and Home Ed Looks Like This, Home Education UK. I need to get my teeth in to say all these H's. The topic for today is Christmas present memories. What's our favourite gift? It could have been, well, not necessarily favourite gift, but memorable gift or favourite gift. It could be something we've had as a child, or it could be something we've had sort of in adulthood of recent years, anything like that. But it's our most memorable or favourite Christmas gift. So without further ado, we'll chat about my Christmas gifts. Mine go back a long way because I'm older than the others, so I go back a bit further than the others. My Christmas gifts as a child started in the 60s. I can't remember the first gift that anybody mentioned to me at Christmas because I was 2 at the time, but my mum said on my second Christmas she bought me a pram. Well, Santa bought me a pram, and I had this pram, but it didn't last very long. Apparently I used to ram it into walls all the time, and the 2 front wheels fell off it, so I didn't have that present for very long, and I don't remember it. But she said she vowed then she was never going to buy me another doll's pram, and I never did get another doll's pram. So I blame that on why I had so many children, because I just had this need to push a pram. Because my mum deprived me in later life of having another one. So yeah, apparently that was like the first present when I was 2, although I can't remember the pram. I do remember a next present I had, a tricycle, and I was probably about 3 then, 3, 4, and 4, I think I was 4. And I had a tricycle for Christmas, and it was really nice, and red seat and blue bars and that, and it had the round back bars. And I remember once it was a summertime and my dad saying, "Oh, push me." He sat on my tricycle and go, "Push me around." So I held the bars and sort of pushing him, and it was just a little tricycle, and my dad was a bigger man, and you know, I'm pushing him, but it tipped backwards and it tipped across my fingers, and that's the result, like them 2 fingers. That's why I've got a strange nail there, because my nails got ripped off in the accident. I broke both fingers and both my nails got ripped off. That one grew back normally, but this one grew inwards, and they did say to my mum if they grew inwards to take them back and they'd take it off and let it regrow again. But my mum, having small babies at the time, just didn't have the time then to cart me on buses to the local hospital and sort my nail out. So it's grown like that ever since. So that's why I've got a nail like that. But that's my memories. When I look at that, I remember the Christmas I had a tricycle. So yeah, and that was that. I do remember then another Christmas. Obviously I had lots of things in between, but I don't know, not everything stands out what I had. Another Christmas I remember having like a feed and wet doll, like a Tiny Tears type doll. I don't think it was an actual Tiny Tears, but it was you feed it and it wets sort of thing, and one of those dolls. And I had a pink cot to go with it, and that was really nice. I probably had that when I was about 5 or 6, and it was really nice, this little pink cot, and my mum had knitted blankets for it, and I had it by the side of my bed, and when I went to bed at night my doll went to bed as well, and that was quite nice. I do remember that. That was a nice present. Also remember now, as I got a bit older, having a piano accordion. My mum, see, she used to have, in those days, in the 60s, this van used to come round, and then they worked for a company called DuPont's. I don't know if anybody in the UK has heard of that, because I don't know how widespread it was, but they were called DuPont's, and they had like a savings scheme. So each week you paid a bit of money in, and then they come round with a van and you picked presents, toys that you wanted. So my mum would pick toys and, you know, purchase them for us for Christmas. Well, they were purchased because she paid. However, if you had something more expensive, they would let you pay more there and then, you know. You didn't necessarily have to stick to what you saved, but that's how my mum did it. And anyway, one year it came round and I'd gone to the van with my mum, and she wanted me to have this tea set for Christmas. She was saying, oh, this is a lovely tea set, you'll love playing with this, and we'll send it to Santa for you, because this is what she said, that they showed you the presents you picked and they went to Santa. So she said, that's lovely, we'll send it to Santa for you now. But no, I did not want a tea set. Who wanted a tea set? I seen this lovely piano accordion. It was brilliant, you know, squeezing out the buttons on the side and the keyboard on the side. Oh, it's brilliant. I really wanted that. And I was like, no, I want that, I want that, I want that. And I played up so much in the end, my mum did get it me. And off it went to Santa, and I got it Christmas morning, this piano accordion. And I loved that. I played it for a long, long time. In fact, I wore it out in the end. The squeeze box bit just wore away, all the inside of it wore away, but I played it so much. But yeah, in the end my mum was like, yeah, she really did want that, and she didn't just shelve it and put it to one side. She sort of used it, got her money's worth and wore it out. So that was money well spent in the end to me mum, and I got my piano accordion. I really loved it. I always remember it as well. It was red and black and white. It's really nice. I like that. I remember another Christmas when I was, well, probably in the older end of the junior years at school. I had a Timex watch. It was really nice. It had a turquoise leather strap and a little face Timex watch. It was really nice. But I remember once wearing it, and we'd got post office buyers, so you got the post office section, and there was like a toy section, and there's got a separate window. So I used to sit and look, because I'd got birthday money, and I'd go in there and I'd always buy books with my birthday money, and you could see through the window what they'd got. So I was looking through the window because I was thinking of going in with my birthday money. And so I was sort of against the wall, and this woman came and pushed me forward, and my watch caught on the wall and scratched the face. I mean, I could still see the face, and I kept the watch for years afterwards. Even when I'd left school, I was wearing the watch, and I bought new straps for it because I'd obviously worn straps out, but it always had that scratch on the face thereafter. So yeah, I do remember that. But that was a really nice watch. I felt so grown up having this real watch. Another time when I was at secondary school, I remember getting one Christmas a really nice fountain pen and pencil, like a protractable pencil, and a nice fountain pen that take the little ink things that you put in them. And that was lovely, and it was in a nice box set. It was like a velvet box set. It was lovely. I really liked that. And when school started back up, I went back to secondary school, I took my pen with me, and then one girl asked to borrow it, so I just let her borrow it. And she cleared off before the end of the lesson. She'd gone before, once about gone, she'd gone before I could say, oh, can I have my pen back? So next time I seen her, I said, oh, have you got my pen? Can I have my pen back, please? And she goes, what pen? I never borrowed a pen off you. And I noticed in lesson she'd got my pen, and she wrote her name on paper and sellotaped it round the pen. And I said, that's my pen. She goes, no, that's mine. She said, can't you see my name's on it? That's mine. And of course, I couldn't prove that it was mine. So I never got my pen back. All I got home, I kept looking at this nice velvet box, which had got me a retractable pencil in, which I hadn't taken to school. And just the gap where the pen should have been. So it was no good after that. All I got was a pencil. And I lost my pen and never did get it back. So I was quite upset about that, because it was a lovely pen. And my mum said, let that be a lesson to you, don't ever lend things. She always said, never be a lender or a borrower. So, yeah, that was the end of that. That's like some of the main presents I remember. I just thought I'd run you through some of the presents that I can remember having. I remember having a nice jigsaw puzzle once as well, with Shari Lewis and lamb chops. I mean, probably, unless you're a lot older, none of you will know what that is probably. But it was a programme I watched on telly when I was young, and had the jigsaw, and I loved doing it over and over again. I did the jigsaw, and it was really nice. I had it for donkey's years, because every Christmas we'd have the main present. Like I was just saying, we picked a present from DuPont that went to Santa, but we didn't always know what we were having. We didn't always pick it. This was as I was getting a little bit older, and I'd followed my mum down to the van, so she allowed me to pick what I wanted to send in to Santa. But yeah, we had a main present. Like my brothers, I remember one of them having like a G.I. Joe action man type thing with moving eyes, and One of my brothers had a garage, and I remember one Christmas, one had an Indian set and one had a cowboy set and another had a spaceman set, and all different things. And we all used to play together with it because we all had board games as well, and we all used to play together. And I remember one Christmas, I didn't actually have this for Christmas, but I bought it because my family, well, my dad's side of the family are Welsh, and there's traditions in Wales on New Year's Eve. So you know how you like go carol singing, or they used to at Christmas? Well, in Wales, you went door to door, and I can't remember the saying. We used to say this saying, and people would give you money and bring you in and feed you and give you drinks and things. And it was like going carol singing, but it was something to do with New Year, and it was tradition in Wales. And I was staying in Wales because one of my cousins were getting married and I was bridesmaid. So I'd gone straight after Christmas down to Wales, and I was there for all the New Year. I was there for a few weeks because I had dress fittings and everything. So I remember getting this money and buying a Pippa doll. So that was nice. So although I didn't actually have it for Christmas, it's sort of straight after Christmas, and I bought this doll then, loads of outfits and shoes and accessories, and oh gosh, that was brilliant. I loved that. So I do remember that, although I'd not actually had it for Christmas. But of course it's set up for other presents, and people could buy me accessories and things like that, because that's always good, isn't it, when you get a present and it's got other things you can have to it, and accessories, that sort of thing. And you know, it makes it easier for people to buy things, sort of birthdays and that. So yeah, I remember that. But like I say, for Christmas we always had the main present. We always had a box game. I don't remember my early box games, but I remember like later having Stay Alive and Connect 4 and things like that. And Operation, I think one of my brothers had Operation, and one of them had Escape from Colditz that my uncle bought him, and none of us had a clue how to play it. So he just played with the figures in it. Little soldier figures, because we hadn't got a clue what to do with the game. And yeah, and we always had a jigsaw as well, and we always had a book or an annual. Quite often it was an annual, or we might have a little book as well as an annual, you know, might have that. And then we had a stocking that would be like cut off from a leg of one of my mum's old tights. So she'd laddered one leg and the tights are no good, she'd cut the good leg off and use that as a stocking. So we had a stocking, and that would have things like oranges and apples in it. Sometimes we had like a stocking, you probably won't remember because they come in boxes now, the chocolate selection boxes, but they used to come in like stocking shapes with netting on top, and you could see them all the way down, like the marathon spangles, Mars bars, things like that. So sometimes we had one of them, but if we hadn't got one of them, my mum would put like a Mars bar, Milky Way spangles or something like that into your stocking. And then we got other little games, like my brothers might have little packs of soldiers, plastic soldiers. And I remember once having some jacks. I used to love playing them, bounce a ball and pick the jacks up, you know, and that kind of thing. And these pickup straws and things like that. So it would just be full of little bits and bobs. So that's mainly how we did Christmas. But we come to the present that was my most memorable, although all those have got memories and some of them have got not so good memories because things happen with them, but they weren't all like that, all my presents. But the one that is the most memorable, the one that was my favourite when I had it, I was probably about 11, I think. It would be about 11. I think I'd just started secondary school. It was my first Christmas there, and I got this cassette player recorder. Oh, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Took tapes, so I could buy tapes and listen to music, and had some blank tapes with it. So it had a microphone as well, so I could go off and I could record Top of the Pops when it used to be on the telly, and you put it there and press your buttons, record with your mic to get all the latest songs. But the best thing about it, the very best thing about it, I was going to be a pop star. I was going to be a pop star. I got this microphone and, oh, eat your heart out, Susie Quattro, here comes Maria. Yes, I was going to be a pop star. I was all set up for it. I could do my recording on these tapes and send these tapes off, and fame and fortune be coming my way. So I'd take it into my bedroom and I would practice and I would sing my heart out onto these tapes and erase bits I weren't happy with and go over things, you know, and sing these songs. And I even used to write songs and sing them to all this imaginary music. And I was going to be a pop star. That was it. That was me sorted. Until the day my dad shouted up the stairs, "Turn that racket off, Maria, or I'm going to put that recorder in the bin." That shattered my dreams. Totally shattered my dreams. A racket. He called my singing a racket. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I know when I joined the school choir, well, I had trouble getting in the school choir, but they did let me in the end. But I had this music teacher, Mr. Murcott. He said I couldn't sing in tune for some reason. He thought I couldn't. He made me sit on a stool by the piano and put my hand on the side of the piano to feel the vibes as he played it go through my body, and so my body could go in tune with the vibes. And only then could I join the school choir. So that's how I got in school choir. But yeah, I hadn't got Mr. Murcott at home with his piano when I was doing my recordings for Top of the Pops and Fame and Fortune. So yeah, that was it, I'm afraid. That was the end of my pop career. Thank you, Dad. But yeah, that was it. But it was a brilliant present. I loved it. And I still used it for taping Top of the Pops thereafter and, you know, buying cassettes to listen to. It was really good. That is definitely my most memorable and best present I ever had. Boy, did I have dreams when I had that present. Unfortunately, I never reached them. Due to the racket of my singing. So yeah, that's it. That was my most memorable and the best gift I ever had. I mean, I've had loads of lovely gifts and people buy me all sorts of lovely gifts, but that one sticks in my mind. That one really sticks in my mind. So that's it for this week. Like I say, it's a collaboration, and the three taking part with me, I'm going to drop their links down below. So go and take a look at their most memorable or best gift that they can remember. I'm looking forward to going and having a look and seeing what they have to say. So you do so as well. I'm sure it's going to be really good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow now for Vlogmas number 11. Bye for now.